Hello, my name is Samuel Warwick. I have autism. The entertainment industry has been a huge part of my childhood. So by being inspired to see other entertainment podcasters interviewing other people from television shows, I decided to do one myself. To know about some funny behind the scenes, bloopers, and some stuff that we probably didn't know about while they were making the certain type of show. This is Entertainment Treasure Talk with Samuel Warwick. Let's go to the podcast now.
Alright, well hello there everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk with Samuel Warwick, where we talk about nostalgia all the way till now. I am your host, as always, Samuel Warwick, and here with me, we actually have three co-hosts with me today, and I'm really excited because two of them are brand new. So here is one of my returning ones. We have, of course, Jordon is here.
Hello.
Hi, Jordon. And we have two other people. So first of all, we have one that was on one of my formal podcast from a former friend. It's called Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. His name is Wyatt Mccullough. What's up, Wyatt? How are you?
Not much. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. And we have Alex. He wants me to call him Wiggle, and I'm not a real big fan of the show, but you know.
Yeah, he's been a fan.
But Alex Wiggle, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask all three of you again. How are all three of you doing today?
Amazing. Just
Good.
excited to be here.
Extraordinarily well.
All right, okay. Well, I think everybody's really excited for our guest today.
Who
Well,
do we have today, Samuel?
yes, I was about to get that. Okay. Our guest today, you know, we know her very well. You guys probably are familiar with the show that, you know, I'm sorry about that. We've been, you know, we've had people from the show, from the particular show on here. Sorry, I really struggle a lot, guys, so just, you know, bear with me. You guys know what I mean. So, we've actually interviewed two people from the show. Well, you know, I've interviewed one and they've interviewed another person. So, we've had two people from you know, the last year talk about the show. And You guys probably remember this PBS show, what was originally PBS, but then it moved to TBN, called Dooley and Pals. Well, we finally got a female from the show on here on our podcast, and we're going to be talking to her today. So, and also, she's not only that, but now she's a rapper too, and she produces music, and it's just she's really doing a phenomenal job with it. I've listened to some of her music before, and it's really phenomenal. But, you know, I'm going to go on ahead and get to her. We have none other than Nicole, which her formal name now is Casey Marion, and she is here with us right now. Hello.
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 Hi there.
How are you?
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Hi. How's it going?
Going well. Feel free to call me Nicole. The CK, Marion is it's still my government name, but even back when I was like 7 years old, I went by Cola instead of Nicole. So on the set, everybody called me Cola.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually what the C stands for, and then Kelly being my middle name, and then last name Marion.
Darn it. I'm sorry. I mixed up your name. I knew I was going to do that.
No, that's fine. It's okay.
It's fine. You know, we've been a big fan of Dooley. You know.
Agreed.
So, and actually, this is going to be the very first episode that I do this because I don't know if I asked anybody to express themselves. But anyway, why don't you go on ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, for people who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my government name is Nicole Marion.
Yeah.
I now go by CK Marion. I started out acting because my dad was an actor and my mother was a choreographer. So Dooley and Pals was kind of the perfect fit for me because, you know, back when I was a kid, I would put on shows for my parents, and then they were like, let's get her in the acting.
Cool.
And
Cool beans.
since Dooley and Pals. I've done a few commercials here and there, some pilots and stuff, but I really put my focus more onto the music. Just that's where most of my passion is. So I kind of just went into, and actually I remember when you were interviewing Eric, he was telling you how we had a tutor on the set.
Yes, you saw that episode already. Cool.
I did. I do my homework before I hop on these.
Thank you.
Yes. And we did have a tutor on the set, and I just remember the one thing that she did teach me outside of the school league and all of that, which really did help with my reading when I went back to public schools. But she did teach me like A through G on a piano. And just with that little bit of knowledge, I just started teaching myself piano and then a few other instruments, how to read music. And that just kind of has been the move for me ever since the show. And even when I was on Dooley and Pals, like I was still performing a lot, doing my original music. Like I was doing halftime for Magic Games and stuff like that, and traveling with the WNBA as their like mascot to do like my hip hop stuff. So like music for me has just been more of a passion than acting, but I love acting too. I mean, the arts in general, I think, is just kind of a part of who I am. Like anything art related, I'm in it. But don't ask me to draw anything because.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, you just went right into it. You kind of sort of went right into my next question. My next question was going to be, how did you get into acting? Because I always ask people. So technically, you did some of that. You already technically did some of that. Would you like to, add a little bit more of how you just got started with acting, or
I mean, to be honest, I really looked up to my dad as a kid, and he was a big actor, and is not like big actor as far as like being famous, but when he was in high school, he actually had an opportunity to go to Juilliard, but it didn't work out for him necessarily. Like it didn't play into the cards for him, but he's always been an entertainer and in music as well. And I think me being a kid and just kind of looking up to him, I was like, I can do this. And I remember like for a while he wouldn't let me. He's like, you're too young, I'm not gonna do this. And we were at a family reunion once, and I just like jumped on the picnic table and I just started rapping and singing and performing, and my whole family's like, what are you doing with her? You need to do something. He like helped me find an agent that he knew from back in the day, and Dooley and Pals was actually the second audition I ever went on.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow, and you got it.
You got it. Here's the question: how many tries did it take? Like times? Because I know
like
people that went to multiple.
Oh yeah, I want to say it was like maybe 6 callbacks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it was really stressful because it was like, come out and audition. If they like you, we'll call you back. And they called me back, and they called me back, and they called me back. And I'm like, am I gonna get this thing or what? Like,
I know how that feels. Now I don't have any acting things, but now I'm like thinking. But now it's like you're in a tough situation, like I am now a little bit. But it's gotten better, and you're like, when am I gonna do this? When am I gonna do this? When am I gonna do this? And it's like, so. It's like, so basically you went on, you're already a step ahead. You basically went on ahead and you introduced about Dooley, how you got Dooley. You basically went on and that was going to be my next question, like how did you, get on to like Dooley, and basically you answered that, kind of sort of answered that, but do you want to just, like I said, do you want to sum this up a little bit, like how was the audition process like, or, because
yeah,
it's funny. I was actually paired with Eric for one of our auditions, where we had to learn the routine together. What they did during the audition was teach the theme song. It's gonna be a great day. So we had to learn the steps of that during the audition, and that was closer to the end before finding out if you got the part or not.
Love it.
It was all really surreal, honestly. I couldn't believe it when it happened. I was so excited. There was a lot of work that goes into it too. Just preparing and studying lines rehearsing the choreography and things like that. So.
Yeah, that
wasn't there
Wonderful.
500 kids or something that came out audition for these parts.
Oh yeah, it was a huge process.
Yeah, I bet. I bet it was. You know, here's what I remember. So I actually do have a little bit of a dooley story a little bit. I actually first watched you on the actual PBS station. I didn't watch you on TBN until years later. So, yeah, and honestly, here's what I told Eric when he came on. I said I prefer the actual PBS airings than watching it on TBN. Because here's the thing. TBN cut out a lot of stuff that, what was on the original shows. Like, I remember you guys during some of the intermissions, you guys would actually go out into real, there would be like if you guys were at a friend's house, there would be like a clip of you guys at a friend's house or something.
Yeah.
And then you guys would, it would play an instrumental of whatever song. I remember, I can't entirely remember, but I do remember seeing one thing about, you remember Erica Brooke, who was Max on the show? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's actually like a little clip of her, she was actually at a friend's house.
Yeah, that was in an episode.
Yeah, that wasn't like an episode. She was literally at like a friend's house, but Eric told me that they cut it out because they wanted Christian religion in there. So that's.
I mean, that makes sense. I did notice the difference between like fun facts to becoming Bible facts.
Yeah, they did.
It's funny because Erica, like when we were on the show, I would say, like the closest friend that I had out of all the friends was Erica on the show, and it's so interesting.
I'm not surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't really keep in touch after the show. Like we lived in different places, and we're young, so. And this was kind of before, this was before social media and stuff like that.
Oh,
actually,
yes.
I don't even know when their social media is or anything, but her and I used to hang out a lot, even outside of the show, like when we weren't filming. Like I would come and stay at her place, and it wasn't her house because we filmed in Orlando, but she didn't live there. So they set them up in kind of like a different place to stay. And I just remember spending some time with her and her mom and us hanging out and stuff. So we were pretty good friends while filming the show.
Wow.
That's cool. That's something that I never knew about.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, that's cool. That is pretty cool. I honestly I gotta say, I'm not surprised. I mean, like I said, I wasn't surprised because, you guys both really did seem very close throughout the episodes. I gotta say.
Yeah.
I remember watching the episodes where all of you guys were together, and you guys were just, oh my god, you clicked in really well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, I'm actually good. So, Wyatt, do you got any questions? Any more questions?
Yeah, this is something I don't remember if I asked Justin or this or not. What was it like filming the intro? Because we know you guys all get together in the intro. What was that like?
The very beginning, like before the episode starts?
Yeah, before the episode starts. Like the theme plays that you see the ending. All the kids.
Man, I vaguely remember that. Just because we did only shoot it one time, it's the same intro each time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, like, each episode we would always do the goodbye song with when we were filming, so it would be different. But with the intro, we kind of only did one time, and, this is quite a few years ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just remember with the wardrobe selection being like, I want the baggy jeans.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I do remember you guys switching a lot. Like, sometimes in some episodes I saw you wearing you were blue and blue and then there was overalls. I remember that. Remember one episode where you were, and I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think what else. Like I remember. Oh yeah, I remember you in Yellow, most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We didn't pick our own, clothing. We had wardrobe picked out for us.
Oh,
they
yeah.
would kind of give us a selection of like, out of these outfits, what do you like? And I've always been kind of a tomboy my whole life.
Nice.
I'm just more comfortable or like boys and men's clothing. I like to be comfortable, so I'm like, you got me moving and dancing and stuff.
Yeah, actually, I do got it. So I got a question. Do you have a favorite episode from the show?
Yeah. Do you?
A favorite what?
Do you have a favorite episode
Episode?
that you did?
As far as like what was fun to film.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I really like the 4 Seasons episode.
Oh, I remember that.
And sing about the weather.
Yes. But here's the
I
thing.
remember that.
Yeah, here's the thing. You guys actually didn't sing that. That was some other group of kids. You guys just looked up over the kids.
Yep.
We were actually confirmed about that.
Right. We just had to learn how to lip sync.
Yeah, I know. Because I remember in one episode, I remember Erica actually dubbed over Ginger's lines, and I was like, oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like that is just so hilarious. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and spread one of my favorites, a few of my favorites now. I remember the episode, the Grumpies. I loved the Grumpies. Oh my god, the Grumpies was so hilarious. I love the song too.
Which song? The Green Eyed Monster song?
No, we said Grumpies. The Grumpies. I got the Grumpies.
Oh, the Grumpies. That's right.
Yeah. But, oh my god, but here's the funny thing. The part that always made me laugh is when you guys were the thing about you is you were a professional goofball on the show. I literally could tell because the funny faces you made on the show, they cracked me up. The faces you made, like, oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I just
A lot
can't.
of fun ones. I really loved, I think, too, when you're asking, like, just filming in general, as far as the moments that I found really fun was sometimes we would do these location shoots.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, location shoots,
And-
yeah.
In the first episode.
Yeah, and we would, they'd either take us out, like, one of the times we went camping for a couple days, like, just the cast and the crew, and
wow.
filmed some stuff, like, on a beach out there.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun to be able to get out of the studio and see the sun and, kind of be out in nature a little bit to shoot some shots. Like, that was always a
And honestly, if I'm correct, I mean, I don't entirely remember, but but Eric told me, I don't remember. I'm just curious, what are some of the things that you did, like, outside of South Carolina? I want to know. Did you guys, or was it all in Florida, or was it all on the beach in Florida? I just want to know.
all of this. So as far as filming for episodes and location shots, that was all done in Florida.
Okay.
Alright.
Except like that camping trip was a few hours out from Orlando.
Oh.
I want to say it was Ocala, but my memory kind of escapes me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
It is okay. Hey, and honestly, to be honest with you, you told me when I messaged you, you didn't have the best memory of Dooley. Well,
Yeah.
here you are now, and you're talking about Dooley pretty good. So.
Oh, awesome! I'm glad. I was like, I want to be helpful, but it was quite a long time ago. So
I know.
I'm sure
I
as
know.
you guys talk
Yeah.
and bring up things. So
I know. You were like. I think you confirmed on like an IG post that you were like 9 when you did it. 9, 10. So I don't
wow.
I can't. I wasn't even born yet. It was like a few months before I was born like December of that year, like of 2000. So I was a baby when Dooley was out.
I was 97.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember seeing it on PBS. It was
you guys are talking to your elder and ancestor over here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly call you an I wouldn't exactly call you an elder though, because
I wouldn't either.
yeah, because you're not really that old. You're not that old at all. You're not old at all. What am I even saying? Yeah, you're not old at all. I'm trying to think.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
know, we also on the show we did a few other things that were outside of Florida. So we did like the Jerry Lewis telethon out in California.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Investor gigs out there, and a couple. We did the Macy's Day Parade in New York.
I didn't even know that.
Too.
Yeah, I knew that.
So we would go do sometimes like these private shows as well. And I want to, I'm assuming they were investor gigs to help get funding for the show, but we would go and perform live in a room
I've
of
seen
people,
this.
you know what I mean, to see if they wanted to kind of invest in the show. That was always nerve-wracking because, you know, they're like, you guys got to do your best. This isn't, there's no cut. We can't roll it back. Like, you got to put on the show right here, right now. It was like, we're going to be live today.
You talked about the live appearance, and I remember, and I asked Justin about this. Justin doesn't remember this. Do you remember the telethon you guys did? Because there was a telethon.
With
The Great Day for NDA. But it changed it. It was the ending song, but it was the Great Day. You changed the lyrics for Great Day for NDA. It's on
do you
YouTube.
know what it was?
I think I don't even know if she was on that. I don't even know if she was there. The people that I remember seeing were Justin, and I believe, let's see, Catherine, who played Ashley,
That's who it might have been.
Erica, and Joshua, who played Nick.
That's who it might have been.
And actually, fun fact about Joshua, I've always wanted. I kind of was curious about having him on the show as well. But here's the thing. I mentioned this in Eric's review. He was, before he was on Dooley, he was acting on Flick's Musical Adventure, which was a video series.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys would know that, but they filmed. Yeah, he filmed it along with. He filmed it along with a couple more people, like actors like Brittany O'Shea and Amy Archibald. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, Thea Cabarrus, who was actually on Animal Jam a few years later. Yeah, which is another show that came that David worked on that show. So David worked on Animal Jam as well. So he was the elephant. He was Bozark the elephant. So
yep.
He was there as well, and so I don't know the other two's name though. I just know those names because those are people that were actors outside of Florida. Well, not outside Florida, but around Florida. But people don't act in Florida anymore. That sucks.
It's mostly virtually.
It kind of sort of sucks. The only actors that go out are like people that go in like the parks, and then they have to cosplay as their characters.
Yeah.
I was thinking that it's more of kind of gone more to theater, and I kind of think it's maybe, as far as like film acting, has moved a bit more towards Atlanta.
Yeah.
But Josh and I can't remember if we did this while we were still on the show or if it was right when the show ended, but he and I did actually a commercial for some robot toy up in South Carolina that we put together, and it was actually like a 2-part commercial thing that we did, but they asked for and I from Dooley and Powell, so that was a cool experience.
Oh wow, there was a robot commercial for South Carolina. I didn't know, I did not know this. How did I not know this? I'm from that state. So that's
it was for some robot toy. I bet if I did some research, I might be able to find the actual name of it. But
oh my goodness!
I remember it came out around Christmas time because it was advertising for this new toy for kids to buy during Christmas. And I remember this was back, so it started airing when I was already back in public school. So some of my friends would be like, "I saw you in a commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, please no autographs. I'm just kidding.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. No, don't worry. Oh, don't worry. It's fine. It's just so weird because down here in the East Coast, down here like in the lower part of the East Coast where I am and you are, not a lot of acting takes place anymore, and that's kind of sad.
Right.
No, because acting was pretty
I
big.
just recently moved to near Atlanta, maybe about 6 months ago.
Oh.
So I haven't really gotten my footing out here as far as I still have an agent out in Denver, and I actually have an audition this week for something shooting later this month. But
nice.
Oh,
that
nice.
shoots out in Denver though. So I lived in Denver
Oh.
for about 6 years, and I just moved back to like East Coast side
Yeah.
recently, and I'm interested in getting back into acting a little bit while I'm out here, but I'm also trying to finish this album at the same time, and I want to be performing and doing music too.
Oh,
so
nice. I'm gonna have to listen to
I've
some
been
of
a
your
little
music.
hesitant to get in, but I'm gonna try here soon. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I'm definitely gonna have to listen to some of your music. Some of your music really rocks. It sounds pretty good. And also, speaking of all your rapping, oh my gosh, I remember the episode where Chris, he had trouble doing things in the episode.
Yeah.
Like he had trouble, and you were rapping, saying, I was actually just curious now. Was that the only time you guys ever got a chance to use your voices? Like, was that the only time you guys ever used your actual voices? Like when you guys were rapping, or?
Which rap? Are you talking the song that's like my body is an instrument or something along those lines?
No, I'm talking about. I'm trying to think. It's the episode where I think it's a freestyle rap or whatever it's called. It's the freestyle rap. Like it's in the episode where. Oh.
What happened in the episode? I don't think I've seen.
So yeah, Chris. Yeah, so okay. At the end, Chris, so Justin, who plays Chris, at the end, they wanted to give him a chance, and then at the end, he feels like he messes up the song. But
It might have been the body music one.
I don't know.
Maybe
pretty much anytime there was music playing, though, it wasn't our voices. It's our voices when we're doing dialogue and just speaking.
Yeah.
But when it came to the music, it was just pre-recorded and kind of given to us to learn.
Yeah.
Probably because we were on set 5 days a week, and I can't imagine that we would have the time to also be in the studio recording and then coming to set learning all the dance moves, and I think it probably would have been a lot to do it all, just have the individual characters doing all of that themselves, so I would imagine it was a time saver to have all the music recorded beforehand and then be like, learn this and this is your part to sing for shooting purposes.
I'm curious what that song is.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't know this song, I bet you guys probably know this song. So here's one episode that actually really sticks out to me because I've moved so many times in my life. I can relate to the very first episode.
Oh yeah, I know what one you're talking about.
I can relate to the very first episode where you had to move. You had to move in, and that's very hard to move and make new friends. I've had that experience before many times. My dad was a pastor, so we would go all around. We would go all around. We would travel all around South Carolina to, because he was a Methodist pastor, and we had to go to a new house, make new friends, go every 2 years, make a new friends. It's like
right.
So it was very hard. And I can relate to that episode a lot.
I agree, and I thought that was so on brand, for Kayla to go through that, because that was so on brand for me as an individual, because by the time I was shooting that show, so I went to 3 different elementary schools, and then when I went to middle school, I went to 4 different middle schools, so I actually moved around quite a bit as well when I was a kid, and so it was kind of easy to get into that character and touch into like those feelings of being the new kid and having to be the person like where you don't really know anybody and you're kind of to yourself, and how do you make friends, and what are people in here into at this school, you know? So
absolutely.
Because moving can be hard, but it's also, I think it builds a lot of character and a lot of skills that you can take with you later in life, on just being able to be personable when you meet new people, because you're so used to meeting new people, you know?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'm used to it, but, you know, it's kind of sort of like, well, I don't, you know, you're in that grade where I don't know, because, you know, it and also another one that touches me about that episode is when Max and Dooley sing "Will You Be My Friend." Yeah. Oh my God, that is so touching. I recently
watched that.
That is so touching.
It is a really touching song.
It
And
is.
just, you know, I can relate, saying, "Will you be my friend? Will you do all these things? Will you play these games? Will you have will you share food with me?" You know. Yeah. Honestly, some of the lyrics in the song, you know, I've never, you know, really have had that much of an experience, and they sung it in another episode too. I believe they sung it in an episode where they're like a cat or something. Mm-hmm. I can't entirely remember.
Because I know there was one where they thought Chris was moving.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember that episode too, but I don't. Is
that the "See You Later" episode?
Yeah, that's the part where they did like this. They threw like this party.
Right.
They find out he's moving across the street or something.
Yeah.
So, and then she says, "It looks like you guys got the surprise."
Yeah.
Right.
Just that's I got to say about that. That's really the reason why I just love Dooley, and I just love it to this day, is because, you know, the lessons were really good. The songs were just excellent. Yeah. You know, you know. And now, honestly, to be honest with you, I think it's better than Barney. And I know that's just my opinion. It's better than Barney, in my opinion.
I'll have to agree with you there.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. Dooley tackled some pretty major
Barney didn't.
Some pretty major topics here that I don't know if Barney ever did.
And honestly, it aged well, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, if you go back to watch Dooley and Pals, you don't really see things like, oh wow, that's really problematic now. You know what I mean? You can go back and watch it, and it's like, it also, in my opinion, taught kids how to regulate certain emotions. Like, how do you handle disappointment? You know what I mean? Yeah. How do you handle jealousy? And I think those are like really important tools to know to be like a good functioning human being. You know, so I always appreciate it.
It needs to come back. Honestly, it'd be cool to see origin story for the William Martins. We don't know much about them, where they came from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there's another question.
So cool. Yes.
Yeah, here's another question. You know, I know that your dad was actually played by Dr. Arbid, who was actually...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. How was it like to work with him? Because I know he was on another show called The Doctors or whatever.
Oh, he was very sweet and kind the whole time he was on set. We didn't spend a ton of time together, though. I mean, I only saw him when he was in the scene.
Yeah.
You know, but he was always really kind. I know I told the writers of the show, you know, if he's ever going to bring on, because you know how he would bring out the animals, I was like, if he's ever going to bring on a snake, that's a no for me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That's crazy.
Pass on that.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Which is funny because, you know, I grew up in Florida. I'm used to seeing a lot of snakes.
Oh, dear. Alex left. That's fine though. I can probably redial him back in. Let's see if I can. Okay. That's okay. There we go. There we go. He's back. Okay.
Welcome.
What happened, Alex?
All right.
Alex has a couple questions.
All right, Alex, you got a couple? Go ahead.
Yeah. So, hold on.
me go to his.
He has to find it. He has to find it.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to resend them, Alex. I know where they are.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Alright,
Do you have any childhood memories from the show?
Yes. I do. Traveling, mostly. We did a bit of traveling with the show.
Yeah.
And I definitely remember there always being food on set. Like bagels and donuts and
Ooh, yes! Yum! Donuts!
For lunches, they order like Olive Garden and stuff like that. So we always ate really well on
Olive Garden! Oh man, I would have loved to be on there.
Something that was really cool. So whenever we were filming inside of the spaceship, above there was actually a tour. So this was shot at MGM Studios at the time.
Yes.
And while we were shooting on the set, there would actually be tours of people that would walk through. There was like these glasses above where all the cameras and stuff were, and you could watch different people walk through and kind of watch what we were doing on set, which was really cool and inspiring because it's kind of like you have a live audience, show out a little bit, you know? So that's a part of the memory too. And then we also got free access to the park. So many
yes.
After shooting, I would just go into the park and ride like Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror,
yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
I knew that happened because Justin said that.
Yeah, both Eric and Justin said that.
It was I think it was me, Justin. I think Josh did too. I want to say Erica did. I'm not sure if Eric and Caitlin did, but we all kind of got into like collecting Disney pins for a while.
Oh wow!
Justin collected the most out of everyone. I mean, I remember him having like a jean jacket just full of Disney pins.
That's not a surprise because he was on Flick. He was on the Disney musical Flick, so that's not a surprise. I'm just assuming that because, to be honest, I think he's been the only one that I've seen that has done that, you know, with actual Disney stuff. When you guys were just, you know, MGM was just something, because MGM was just not related to Disney. It was just something that any channel can have it.
Right, because it was more like a film studio.
It was just a film studio. It wasn't Disney related, so.
Right. But I mean, we could just, from our set, literally, we would, if you walked off set, you go to the left, and then, well, those were like the green rooms and stuff, but then there was another door and a bigger room where sometimes we would eat lunch. But if you just walk through those doors, you're in the middle of the park. So you're just already in it.
Yeah.
Disney don't come sue me and be like, all those times when you were a kid and you went into the park, you owe us payment.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, also, another thing that I found cool is that the drawings were actually real. The drawings on the show were actually real. Because Eric told me in the episode, like, the drawings that were on the show were, like, all in, like, a hallway.
Right. Like, we actually, too, would get our fan mail. Yeah. As well, yeah.
Yeah, how did you guys get... didn't you guys just shoot that all in 1 year, or did you... Now, I'm hearing that you guys... I'm hearing... Like, first of all, Eric told me that you guys shot it all in 1 year, so how could you guys have gotten fans? But now I'm hearing that, we shot more than 1 year. We just shot all the way till 2003. So...
Yeah, well, we shot for about a year straight, but even still after shooting, there were still gigs that we had in association with the show too.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not really sure, but I remember that my parents were like vetting my fan mail before they gave it to me. Like they had to read everything before they would give it to me.
Oh great! Oh great! One of these people, like I'm doing helicopter parent. Come on! Come on! That's. Come on! Just give me my fan mail. I don't helicopter me. Give me my fan mail.
Well, You know, you kind of have to, because if you're a kid and you're underage, like, you don't know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the world.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think just being able to make sure that this is actually written by another kid and not somebody else.
Oh,
I think
weird
it's
adult.
more about a safety precaution.
Oh, yeah, weird. Oh, yeah, weird adult. Yeah, I totally understand that.
So it was more vetting in that way. Like, if they would see, it's not like they're reading everything through before handing it to me, but it was more of like, we're gonna make sure that this is actually written by a kid and not.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have those safety precautions. You gotta have those safety precautions.
Right.
So that's, Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna ask you. Did you watch any other episode of my podcast before you came here? Cause you sounded like you must have did research. Yeah, cause I know you did something for Eric. Did you watch any other episode? Cause I've had quite a bit of people on.
I did. I watched some, but they were shows that I've never seen.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the whole thing. I just kind of clicked through here and there to just get an idea.
Oh, well, hey, somebody using my podcast as an idea. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So much.
I know. Last episode. Well, Jordon. Well, it was just me and Jordon alongside with two other people. We got a chance to interview one of the voices of Bowser from Mario.
Really?
Yeah, Scott Burns, and oh my God, he was phenomenal. I loved his voice. He was so funny. He literally came in.
Indeed, he was.
He literally came in. He literally did his voice multiple times. Oh my gosh, the dude had such a talent.
That is so amazing.
Like, I would recommend you watch the episode. Listen to the episode. It's pretty.
It's really good.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, when we get off this call.
Yeah, when I get off in a few minutes, when we get off in just a little bit, I will definitely forward you more episodes of my podcast, and because what was another part of Dueling Pals that I actually really enjoyed? What was something else? What was something else?
What do you mean?
Trying to think. There was something else that I had.
Cosmos and Zoom were pretty cool. I will say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cosmos and. Did you get?
Yeah.
Here's the question.
Those voices were still played by Dooley and Marty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They were. It was confirmed. Like. It was confirmed.
They are really extremely.
They are some talented guys. Oh yeah. Which leads me to my next question. Did you guys ever So outside the show, outside the set, there were kids outside the set that were outside on the locations. Were you friends with any of those kids at all?
Outside of
Outside of the show.
Outside the show,
like the other kids that were on the show.
Yeah, like the dudes that did, the dudes that did like Dooley Says and the fun facts, like those kids.
Right. I actually never met them.
Oh.
I never got a chance to meet any of them.
Oh, well, yeah, I do know that Eric knew one of them. Like Eric knew, out through the show, out through the show, there was a girl, and she had all these ribbons in her hair, and she wore blue shoes and overalls, and I heard that
really colorful, right?
Yes, and I heard that she was actually one of the producers' daughters. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow.
That might have been Mary's daughter.
Mary.
See, my memory escapes, but I
Oh yeah.
I want to say it might have been Mary's.
Yeah, because I want to know if you guys know. I don't think now I'm saying I don't think you guys have any interactions with any of these people from any of those shows. I'm just
not that I know of. I mean, I may have met her once. Where Mary did throw a party, but that's why I don't know if it is Mary's daughter or somebody else's daughter. But she did have an event at her house, and I remember me and Erica were there. I don't remember really who else was there. It's so vague. I remember there was a trampoline.
Oh.
That we jumped on, but it's so long ago, and it was literally just one day for a couple hours, so it's really hard to pull my memory.
Yeah, of course.
From that.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that it was like early 2000, late 99 when you guys were doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, was it like, I think it was probably like 1999 when you did it? Probably like...
Yeah, well, if I was 9 years old, then it was 1999.
Okay, yeah.
And
There you go.
filmed like to 2000, and I believe we ended by 2001, so...
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm just learning all these. Okay, so you actually were not a part of this episode, but I remember, like one of my favorite songs. I'm gonna get into my favorite songs now. So one of them I remember was singing "Bubble Bubble Lucky Bubble." Oh my god, I love that song. Sorry about that, folks. We just had some technical difficulties a little bit, but we are back. So, yeah, we're back. But yeah, thank God it didn't go out for long. I was expecting something like this to happen, but yeah, we are back on. So, you still there?
Yeah, we
Still
are.
here.
All right, thank you. So now I did mention this before we got off. One of my favorites was Bubble Bubble Lucky Bubble.
Yes. You know what is so funny when you say that is because for an intro track that I'm working on right now for the album, I reference that Bubble Bubble in the beginning of it, so it's so funny that you mentioned that song as being your favorite, because it's something that has always stuck in my head, the bubble 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 bubble.
Oh my god, yes! Let's get a diss track rolling of the song. Bubble bubble lucky. Oh my god. Yes. Oh my. Actually, I was actually listening to this earlier today. So I was actually listening to this earlier today. I actually was listening to the Name song.
Yeah.
Your version of the Name song. So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know Alex had another question.
Yeah.
Alex, let's get that third one.
Okay. Do you have anything from Dooley and Pals set? If so, what did you take?
Yeah, did you take anything from the set? If so, what did you take?
Oh my god. Why didn't I think of that? No, I actually don't have anything from the set besides the VHSs that
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
There's this book. We all got like this book full of like photos and stuff that we took. Just on set, behind scenes and stuff like that. Like I have that, but as far as taking like one of the props or something like that, no.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry. Justin took something from the show and it got damaged because of a hurricane or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's working for Universal now.
Okay, I know. I saw that he was at Disney for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so actually, I'm gonna go on ahead and get into one of my friends' questions, and I believe we did. We actually did get. We got a lot of this already. So Martin Krebs, who was actually one of my co-hosts here, he's decided not to be a part of it today. But Martin Krebs, he said so for his first question, he asked, what was it like for working on Dooley and Pals? And we've kind of already confirmed a lot of this. Mm-hmm. It was just, we confirmed that, it was a different experience or a different,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Loss.
I mean, it was great. Everybody was really kind. There was nobody there that was, off or angry all the time or anything. Like, for the most part, everybody was happy and in a good mood.
Yeah.
I know one time, I can't remember if it was Halloween or it was when we were shooting that episode Bumping a Ship, but back in the green room, we we tried to make like a haunted house with like toilet paper and stuff to have the PAs. So we each had like personal assistants that kind of watch us, make sure we're not getting into trouble and stuff, and we were having the PAs like walk into the haunted house that we went into, and they're like, you have to walk through with all the lights off. So
yeah, and he wants to know, what's your favorite song to sing? He wanted to know from the show. He wanted that.
Okay, say that again. You broke up.
Okay, yeah, okay. He wants to know. Okay, yeah. What was your favorite song to sing?
Favorite song to sing. Let's see.
Yeah, okay. If you hear commotion in the background, ignore all that.
Like the doctor or the dentist.
Yes.
Yes, those episodes were great.
Yeah.
Doctor's in.
Yeah.
Those episodes were
That was a
great.
lot of fun.
The doctor is in. Besides, I despise going to any medical appointment. I despise it. I hate it. It's stupid. It's annoying.
What is it?
I hate going to all those medical appointments.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I don't like them.
They feel like they're never gonna end, don't they?
Yeah. And then, this is actually a good question he asked. This is actually not duly related. He's actually asking, what's your favorite show from childhood growing up? He wants to know that.
Ooh, that's tough. Well, again, I kind of come a little bit from a different age group than you guys, but
Yeah.
I definitely remember watching a lot of Rocket Power. as a
Yes.
kid.
Oh my god, yes. Rocket
Yeah.
Power. I think I've heard of that. That show sounds familiar. Because
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, it was on Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah! Rocket Power. Yes, I remember now. That show. Rocket Power. Yeah. And then his fourth question was, how did you first get into acting? And you confirmed that in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Ash.
So, yeah, you confirmed that in the very beginning. So,
Correct.
so
And I would just say it really, I had a lot of help from my parents, but definitely getting an agent for anybody that wants to get into acting. There are certain sites where you could, if you're in a city that does a lot of film, you can easily go be like an extra and different things they have going on. But if you want to take acting seriously and it's something that you want to get into, I would suggest taking an acting course in like screenwriting or film acting, and then reaching out to different agencies and trying to get an agent that's gonna believe in you and send you on some auditions. So on top of, we live in the age of social media, so just
yeah, of
putting
course,
content out there. Like if there's a character you really relate to, do a monologue or something that they've done and put it up on the internet or something.
Yeah, there's many characters. So now, since we're almost about wrapping everything up here for a little bit, and I know I didn't get to every question, but anybody can reach out to you, and if they have any questions, they can definitely ask you. If we have any questions, we can definitely ask you. We can definitely have you back on again for a reunion of some sort, So
maybe
we can.
get the three.
So yeah.
Yeah, get a few of the cast members together.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I would love that. Now, normally,
where can people find you nowadays? By the way.
For me.
Yeah.
Anything under CK Marion, C.K.Marion.
All right.
Depending whatever somebody uses, like either to listen to music or social media, things like that. I will say my content's not very PG-13 or PG. It's more, I guess it's more PG-13 or rated R.
Hey, it's to express yourself, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. So I normally ask this to I've been asking this for all my guests since like the 11th episode. I've asked this question. So this is, of course, Entertainment Treasure Talk with me, of course, your host, Samuel Warwick, of course. And now, since episode 11, since we had a dude by the name of Randy, so we, for these last 4 episodes, I guess this is the 5th time I'm asking. So I've asked I've asked people this question: what is something that is entertainment treasure to you? And I'm gonna put it, try to break it down in so you can understand, like anything from like a TV show, a video game, like a cartoon, movie, or music, or just anything like that. Is like, what is something that is entertainment treasure to you?
Yeah.
Like when you think about it.
Good question.
I mean, everything that you named, but personally, I'm a lover of knowledge, so
Same.
I like anything that's going to teach me something. So I love art, but I also love art because I feel like there are messages in there, and it is subjective. It's what you take from art as far as the messages that you get, but I think really good art you can come back to at different times in your life and even get a different message or lesson from it in relation to art. But entertainment-wise, yeah, reading, watching documentaries, things of that nature.
Yeah, wow, that's actually a good one. That's actually something, I'm sure I've seen ones that were great, but this right here has topped it, because we've just heard people just say, we've heard people just say, okay, well, I like, they just say just one thing. There's been one person that said like just one thing and just one word, but I'll have to look back at the podcast episode from and see what. But dude, that was really amazing. What you just did, what you just said, that was incredible.
Yeah,
that was really incredible.
I just want to thank you so much too for reaching out, for having me on your podcast, and for everybody here to dedicate their time and their interest.
Yes.
I hope I was able to answer the questions that you have. If you do have any follow-up ones, feel free to reach out to me and I'll try to answer them.
Yeah, of course.
My ability.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
of course. And
another question.
Is this your first episode of the podcast? Sorry, Wyatt.
Keep going.
Excuse me?
Is this your first episode? Like the first time you've ever been interviewed for a podcast, or no?
In a podcast?
Yeah.
No, I've done. Well, I do interviews and things like that have to do with music, but this is the first time I've ever been, at least as an adult, interviewed about Dooley and Pals.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the question: do you have anything to say to the Dooley and Pals fans that are out there?
Just thank you. Thank you for tuning in and for watching the show, and again, I think the show has a lot of really powerful messages, so I feel like the people that watch the show, that love the show, are genuinely my people, good people.
Bring it back.
So, truly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just thank you from the bottom of my heart, and that I hope everything in their lives are going well, and that if things are ever what, they maybe can tune back into a song that did something for them to help them get through some hard times. So.
Bring it back, the Krieger. Come on, we need it now more than ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you return for it if they brought it back?
Excuse me?
Would you return for it if they brought it back as a revival with adults now?
That would be a really interesting show, actually, and I don't see a reason why I wouldn't.
There you go. Bring it back. Come on, Mark Riddle.
All right, on board with Mark Riddle. That's all we can really do. Well, once again, Nicole, thank you for being a part of this podcast today. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed talking about so much nostalgia. That's why this is called Entertainment Treasure, because you're going through the past and you're mining through some information that we didn't know. So some behind the scenes stuff and stuff that we didn't know. So that's why I call it Entertainment Treasure, because miners and pirates, they looked for treasure, and so that's why I call it.
Do you remember the episode when we were dressed as pirates looking for treasure?
Yes.
It was a small clip.
Yes, that was on that sea, wasn't it? That was like something's only lost until you find it. It
Right.
was sitting here. Yes, I remember that one too.
Exactly.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for
Yeah.
having me on your podcast here today.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you. And hey everyone, like I said, you can reach out Nicole. Please don't forget to follow the Entertainment Treasure Talk here on YouTube. Hopefully we are going to be getting some more platforms on here. I would like to maybe get some more platforms like where you guys can listen to all this. And
Audio only.
Yeah.
Audio, maybe.
yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk, and don't forget, guys, that you too are filled with entertainment treasure, and there's more of it all around you. And we will see everybody on the next episode of Entertainment Treasure Talk with myself and some of my other co-hosts. All right, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a dually day.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk. We hope that you had fun and that you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, maybe you'd like to watch or hear more episodes of the show. The link to the playlist is in the description. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more upcoming episodes. And don't forget that you're awesome and that you too are filled with entertainment treasure. See you next time for another great episode of the podcast. Peace out.